Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Good evening, family. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is July the 1st, 2022, and it is currently 10:24 p.m. I'm glad to be here this evening to share my thoughts with you today, and I just wanted to submit to you that I have an epiphany. What is it? I have an epiphany that perhaps this recent case was actually a twofold meaning case, or a case that served two purposes. Now, who is rowing the boat? What stream are they rowing down? And who is it that's sleeping and in a dream and needs to awaken? All right. So that is the song that comes to mind when I think about the recent case that was overturned by the Supreme Court of the United States. You all know that case as RVW, and I'm a little hesitant about saying the name of the case because I never know how YouTube, Facebook, or any of social media is going to treat me or how they're going to take the information that I submit to you. Now, I did a little digging about this case because I wanted to know what was behind it. And what I discovered was the woman that the case is about, her name was actually Norma McCorvey. And Norma McCorvey was the plaintiff in the RVW case. Jane Roe was her pseudonym, but it was not her real name. According to records and according to my research, this young woman had been allegedly sexually assaulted and had become pregnant and needed to terminate the pregnancy because she said she was too young to have the baby, she was depressed and unemployable. Well, what happened was the Supreme Court took her case, and the media rallied behind this case, the person who didn't have a face at the time, and they told the masses that we need to get behind this young woman who had been abused and sexually assaulted, who became impregnated against her will, so that we can overturn the law that says you may not terminate pregnancies. And specifically in her state, in Texas, it was not legal. So the deep state, being who they are, made us all think that we needed to do something about this young woman who had this horrible case. And we all know that sexual assault is a horrible, horrible thing. The only thing about it was later on, the young woman came forward and said, I am the face of Jane Roe. And I lied about having been raped or sexually assaulted and impregnated. I lied, she said, because I was depressed and I felt unemployable. And what's really disturbing for me is that some accounts say that she said she had been gang raped and attacked by a group of black males. Now I'll let you sit on that. So if you bring forward this woman and you say she's been attacked by anybody, let alone a group of melanated men, you're going to feel some type of way. And so this is what these people did. This is how the deep state plays us. They divide us by race, by creed, by color, by religion, by nationality, by beliefs, by political beliefs and parties, in order to control us. So the woman came forward and she said, I lied. And let me see her direct words. She voiced remorse for her part in the Supreme Court decision, and she said that she had been used as a pawn for abortion activists. Do you see how the deep state will use us and give us a narrative and help us to ride that train so we can support whatever agenda it is that they want us to support? The woman said she lied. And in actuality, less than 1% of pregnancy terminations occur because of rape. And yet it's the first thing that we say when a person tries to discuss it. Well, what about in the case of sexual assault? And it's a legitimate question. I just want you to think about why it's the first thought that come to our mind. Yes, some women go through this, but could it be because Norma McCorvey was used by the media and by the Supreme Court, and those persons behind the Supreme Court, those persons rowing the boat gently down the stream because we're asleep in a dream? Row, row, row your boat. Who's rowing the boat? So you see, everything has a symbol and a reason. Everything that the deep state does, that the Freemasonic order does, that controls the planet, controls this country, is coded. Row the boat. So let me bring to you my second thought. My second thought, brothers and sisters, is that Roe v. Wade being overturned is symbolic of admiralty law and maritime law being overturned, because the way we were being governed and the law that was governing us as a people was admiralty law and maritime law. It's the law of the sea. And that is why you have banks and certain other things that talk about the sea or the water. Because according to the people in power, we were all dead at sea and we needed somebody to control us and to control our estate. So you see, we were operating under maritime law and under admiralty law, but now that the republic is being restored, now that RBW symbolically and literally has been overturned, maritime law has been overturned, admiralty law has been overturned, and we're being ushered into the Constitution for the United States of America. This, my brothers and sisters, is what this is all about, in my humble opinion. Now listen, I know it might seem a little absurd, but please keep in mind that everything they do is twofold. And I also want you to know that the original people of this land are coming back online because they are the ones who created the Constitution. They are the ones that Christopher Columbus found when they came here, when the colonists came here. And I don't even like to say the colonists, when the Europeans came over here. Sometimes when you say colonists, it triggers people to getting angry. I'm not angry at anybody, or I'm not, because the original people on the land, our ancestors had a treaty with people that came over here. So the Treaty of Peace and Friendship was one of those treaties. And now that the Republic has been restored and we're back on constitutional law, even though it hasn't been publicly announced yet, we will again honor our treaties. So let's get back to the original people. Some people call them Black. Some people call them colored or African American or Negro. No, if you read Ivan Van Sertima's book, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima's book, then you know that they came before Columbus. The melanated copper colored people were here before Christopher Columbus came. So that's why the 1828 definition of American is the copper-colored people found here by Christopher Columbus, but now applied to all Americans. So those people who were on the land, who were dead at sea, they were the first ones that were dead here on this country, and then they treated us all over the world like we were dead. They will be returned to their position. Their government will be back online. They wrote the Constitution. They were the founding fathers, they and their cohorts. So they had an agreement with the people that came here from Europe, and they had treaties with the people. And so that's why it's important for us to learn to get along, to do trade and commerce together, and we will when the Republic has been restored, and we will return to the Constitution for the United States of America, because now the Constitution of the United States of America Corporation has been done away with. And not only have they been done away with, but they no longer are allowed to print money, because the feds did have a charter to print money, but my research informs me that that charter ended in 2012, the same year that the Mayans or the Mayan calendar said the world ended, or the world that we knew ended. But that charter was extended until July 4th, 2022. That's only in 3 days. Is that why countries are repatriating their gold and their silver back to them? I am the silver queen. I love silver. I love it. I love it. This one I got from First Majestic, but you can also buy silver from Dr. Kia Pruitt. I'll post my link. But is that why countries are repatriating their silver back to themselves? Is that why 16 states have legalized gold and silver as legal tender or lawful tender? Is that why Zimbabwe just announced that they're minting gold coins to be sold to the public and to investors? And mind you, in the article that I've been talking about, I'll post it in the link, they said, Zimbabwean central bank said, gold and silver, they are a hedge against inflation, and we must do this in order to hedge against inflation. And it is the best way to store and preserve your wealth. This came out of Zimbabwe the Great. So I'm really excited about this. This is wonderful news. I also wonder, is this why BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa said they are getting rid of or rejecting the United States dollar, getting rid of fiat currency, which is backed by nothing, and returning to their own basket of currencies, which will be gold backed? These are those things that are exciting, that's in the news, that we need to really take into account. Even when we think about that case being overturned, it's literal, but it's also symbolic. Now, I happen to believe that number 45 has been behind the scenes, and he's going to come forward at any day. I hope it's the 4th of July. Somebody, Lord help me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take it. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey, because this is some good news. Now, you all know that he is the one who nominated Dr. Judy Shelton to be over the Federal Reserve under his administration. You also know that he put the duties of the Federal Reserve into the United States Treasury, because the United States Treasury are the only ones who are supposed to deal with money. Also, HR 5404 was an act to make gold the standard. So these are the times into which we're going. This is why the corona was mentioned. Corona, the CV or the seasickness, they called it corona, but that was a banking term, and it was code words that the Masonic used to let everybody know and the world know that it's over for them. If you know about motu proprio, the letter that the Pope sent to Obama in 2014 or 2013, he said himself, it's over for us. The lawyers are to cease and desist. The judges are to cease and desist. Everybody that's under my reign, they are to cease and desist. Police officers, which are only policy enforcers, are to cease and desist. It's over for the deep state. He said it in a letter. It is over for them, family. We are sovereign. We are returning to our natural state of governing our own selves. So stay encouraged. My time is up. That's why I've been rushing through this video. But I love you. Stay high in your vibrations. Encourage each other. Make love to your partner. And let's go. Where we go one, we go all. Wakanda forever. Peace.